Welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. And I am your host, Conrad Cushman, and we are here to talk about various topics happening this week in pro wrestling.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Prophecy from the Suplex Session Podcast, where I give my analysis on your weekly pro wrestling programming. Baby! Right now, you are listening to Everything Pro Wrestling with my good friend Conrad. Stay tuned.
Thank you for listening to Everything Pro Wrestling, guys. I greatly appreciate it. The main topic for this show this week that I wanted to talk about was WWE's newest pay-per-view that was announced on Monday. Now, Monday Night's Raw took place from Cincinnati, Ohio, and they had a message delivered by Stephanie McMahon, which was promoted as a historic announcement. She had alongside her Triple H and Vince McMahon to announce a new pay-per-view, WWE Evolution. No, it doesn't have Triple H, Ric Flair, Batista, and Randy Orton at all in mind. It is the first ever all-women's pay-per-view event. Now, WWE Evolution is set to take place Sunday, October 28th from the Nassau Veterans Memorial Coliseum in Long Island, New York. The event should see about 50 women from WWE's past, present, and future from the main roster, NXT, and even some legends. On that same episode of Raw, Michael Cole announced that the finals for the Mae Young Classic will also take place at WWE Evolution. And that's a perfect place to have the finals happen. It will showcase the women, and it showcases some of your newest talent, hopefully. Now, we have so many great current roster wrestlers from Charlotte, Ronda Rousey, Bayley, Sasha Banks. You can put whoever's name you want in there that you like. We also have some great NXT talent from Shayna Baszler, Kairi Sane, Bianca Belair, and those are just to name a few. Nikki Cross, if you still want to count her being in NXT. I know she's in limbo right now. And then you have legends. Lita and Trish are the main two people are thinking of. Lita and Trish can feud with so many different people for this show. You could have them go against a team like the Bella Twins, Billie Kay and Peyton Royce, Sasha and Bayley, if they're still around at that time, which I pray that Sasha or Bayley turn on each other by SummerSlam. Please, WWE, please. Not to get too sidetracked, but they have a lot of potential matches. Mickie James has even went on Twitter and campaigned to face Trish Stratus in a one-on-one match herself, and Mickey's one away from tying Trish's record for most times as women's champion. Now, this event has huge potential, but there's one thing that sticks in the back of my mind as something that could be an issue. Now, I'm all for a women's pay-per-view. I think it's a great concept, and I think October is a great month to put it in because it breaks up the monotony of September, October. We're just trying to get to Survivor Series so we can start building towards Mania. Perfect. But here's how I see it, guys. They overhyped this to nauseating levels on Monday and Tuesday. On Raw, I only saw the last hour of Raw, and that was the most I've ever seen something hyped, I felt like. I saw at least 2 commercials for it, and I only watched the last hour of Raw live. I went back and watched everything else, but that last hour, come on, man. That's way too much that they were showing Stephanie McMahon making this historical announcement. And I get that it's going to be in all the papers, but in every promo, it felt like it was mentioned. And even on SmackDown, they did a lot of mentioning of it. And don't forget, you guys have other events to promote until then. You have to promote Survivor Series, or I'm sorry, SummerSlam. You have other things that you need to promote besides that. And like I said, even in October, if you're going to be doing that, what are the males going to be doing? You should be promoting towards Survivor Series then. You know what I mean? So it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't things. You do need to promote, but just make sure you don't overdo it, WWE. It's my only request for this. So hopefully that is heard and they focus on building towards a good SummerSlam. Next, this is also the place where we could see Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair begin their, how do I want to put it? their potential, more than likely obvious WrestleMania match. It is seen that Charlotte is going to be one of the top women to face Ronda Rousey at WrestleMania, and that's the big match that they want to do. Whatever. That's fine. And I think at WWE Evolutions where you begin to tease to show that. And it's the perfect opportunity to build to that match, especially if WWE wants it to be in that WrestleMania main event category. Now, speaking of that, I do believe that Charlotte Flair's father, Ric Flair, was announced as WWE 2K19's Collector's Edition today. That means that the Woo edition is coming out, and I think it's time that we had a little commercial break for the one and the only Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo!
Diamonds are forever, and so is the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
The Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, woo, wheeling dealing, limousine riding, jet flying, son of a gun.
Put on your alligator shoes and celebrate one of the greatest superstars of all time with the WWE 2K19
Woo!
edition.
With a tear in my eye, this is the greatest moment in my life. It's gonna be fur coats, long limousines, regulators, nature boy.
Revisit historic Ric Flair rivalries from over the years against the likes of the American Dream Dusty Rhodes, Macho Man Randy Savage, The Undertaker, and more. You'll be able to walk that aisle in style and profile like only Nate can, with magnificent downloadable attires and an exclusive Starrcade 83 arena. But wait, there's more. You too can own a piece of greatness. Each edition includes a limited edition commemorative plaque featuring an authentic piece of one of Slick Rick's legendary robes.
It's not Slick Rick anymore, it's all Slick. It's Slick Rick.
To be the man, you've got to beat the man. And you will be the man with this exclusive, individually numbered Ric Flair WWE Hall of Fame ring. Take a ride on Space Mountain with this collectible Ric Flair styling and profiling Funko doll, custom made from head to toe. Gain access to thrilling downloadable content with the WWE 2K19 Season Pass, packed with additional superstars, movesets, and much more. And as an added bonus, take your Flair with you on the go with exclusive Ric and Charlotte Flair content for WWE Supercard. Supplies are limited, so pre-order now and celebrate the legendary, incomparable career of the Nature Boy Ric Flair.
Now, as I told you guys, this Ric Flair edition of the game looks pretty cool. So if you're interested in it, I guess I'm going to give you the rundown of everything you're going to get. WWE 2K19 Woo Collector's Edition. Now, with this Collector's Edition, you're going to get everything that was said in the commercial that I just played, but I want to give you an update on some of the people and exactly what you're going to get. You will get Rowdy Roddy Piper from the 1980s. You're going to get a Dusty Rhodes from the 1980s. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat from the 1980s, Macho Man Randy Savage with his WrestleMania 8 attire, The Undertaker from WrestleMania 18, basically 2002 American Badass Undertaker, Ric Flair's WrestleMania 24 attire, Charlotte Flair's WrestleMania 32 attire, and NWA Starrcade 1983 arena. And that looks pretty awesome. You'll also get the pre-order bonus content included in the collector's edition, which is Rey Mysterio with his Royal Rumble 2018 attire and Ronda Rousey's WrestleMania 34 attire. And Ric Flair was very cool. 2K sent out a press release earlier that basically had a message from Ric Flair himself. And I quote, "For all of my fans around the world, it's exciting and humbling to see my career immortalized through the power of video games. This is going to be one styling, profiling, limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, son of a collector's edition, and you don't want to miss out. Woo!" Now, this is going to be available on October 5th, 2018, 4 days before the game is on sale for the general public if you pre-order, guys. So make sure you get out there. And I do plan on having a complete podcast dedicated to WWE 2K19. And that is something that if you're looking forward to, that you're going to want to make sure that you subscribe and check out. All right, guys, I know this isn't going to be the longest episode of Everything Pro Wrestling this week, but I wanted to just talk about some other stuff right now. And that's basically the build up to SummerSlam's card. But two things, though, before we get into that. I want you guys to make sure you check out the Gift of the Gods championship match on Lucha Underground this week. And please make sure you watch the main event of Aleister Black versus Tommaso Ciampa for the NXT title. Two phenomenal matches that I would highly recommend any wrestling fans who are trying to get into a new brand of pro wrestling to try out. Now, let's get into that SummerSlam card. So, Monday Night Raw has not been doing a good job of getting me into the show. Roman Reigns won a number one contendership match against Bobby Lashley, so we will see Roman Reigns once again versus Brock Lesnar. And I'm not the biggest Roman Reigns hater. I actually think the guy puts on great matches, but the character is beyond being forced on the fans now, and I'm really not a big fan of what they're doing with it. On Raw, Seth Rollins is tearing it up still, but he went right back to fighting Dolph Ziggler, so we'll see what he does. And Finn Balor's doing the Constable Corbin crap. Whatever. Like I said, Raw's kind of to me right now. And SmackDown did a tremendous job, in my opinion, of building up towards SummerSlam, and they actually have me interested in the card. So let's take a look at everything we've had. So if you have not seen SmackDown yet, I would highly recommend that you put this on pause and come back to it, because I'm going to start going through the SummerSlam card as we know it as of today. Now, right now we have 6 confirmed matches. We have the Universal Championship, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. For the WWE Championship, which I like, AJ Styles said it's the number one coveted title in the world. It will be AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe. And we have the Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss versus Ronda Rousey. We will have Dolph Ziggler versus Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental Championship. SmackDown's Women's Champion, Carmella versus Becky Lynch. And Kevin Owens versus Braun Strowman for Strowman's Money in the Bank contract on the line. This has been very well built up. And we also have a tag team tournament going on SmackDown. We have Randy Orton, who turned heel and basically blamed all of the fans for why he's doing everything that he has done. And SummerSlam has been very well built up on the SmackDown side of things. Now, I don't know how you guys feel about it, but SummerSlam's getting a little bit better as far as the card goes. Raw needs to put in some more work with their matches and make people want to get hyped up for them. But right now for the card, it's looking pretty decent. So I'm hyped for SummerSlam a little bit. Are you guys? I want to see what the results are going to be, and it'll make me interested in seeing where I think they're going to go now at this point for WrestleMania. But we've got a lot of stuff going on in between then as well. So there's still time to make changes to some of the matches. Do I think they will? Probably not. WWE knows what they want to do, and they have a plan, and they're sticking to it, especially the Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar stuff. If you're going to give Roman the belt, just give it to him, I say. But other than that, I want to know, are you guys hyped for the SummerSlam card? And what do you guys want to see next from the WWE as they build towards the biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam?
Oh, thank you.
Now, I want to thank everybody who listens to Everything Pro Wrestling on a weekly basis. It has been tremendous talking to each and every one of you. I love hearing different people's views on pro wrestling. And if you guys ever have a question, feel free to get on the Anchor app and send it in. I would love to include your audio on here and answer your question. Also, I am looking for music, guys. So if you know anyone who is a talented musician or anyone who does rock music, hip hop music, anything, I want to feature it on this podcast. I am more than willing to give credit where credit is due. And I want to work with someone who can help provide some different music for this podcast. So if anyone's interested, please let me know. Once again, thank you for listening to Everything Pro Wrestling. We will be back next week with another episode. And for now, we're out. Peace.
You know, man.